Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. It's been quite a while since I've actually posted a video. Winter's kind of shitty around here, so I don't really get to work on stuff around outside. So this is going to be the first one of the summer. Well, spring, summer, whatever you want to call it. But as you can see, got the garage a hell of a lot cleaner than it was in the last video. But that's not why I'm making a video. First thing I need to get done is on the mega cab. Can't remember if it was the last video I actually made where we fixed the front end, but I also need to do valve cover gaskets because it's leaking oil badly. Like, you drive it for 10-15 minutes and there's a big smoke cloud coming out of it. I also need to fix one of the heater hoses off the water pump. I replaced the water pump, but didn't actually change the hoses out. So I guess without further ado, I'm gonna switch you around and show you what I'm doing. So as you can see, hood's up, got some tools there because this job does not take that many. First thing first, what does that go to? Why is that off? Don't know what that goes to. Was this supposed to go around on that? No, that's just support. Don't know what the clamp goes to, but gotta remove the air intake. And then probably gonna start on the passenger side because that looks like it's gonna be a hell of a lot easier than getting to all this stuff behind the brake booster, which I really wish they would have done the hydro boost like what they got on the diesels. Make it a lot smaller and a lot easier to get to shit right there. But anywho, so the classic McBuilds channels. If you are using this as a how-to guide, change valve cover gaskets on the Hemis. I'm guessing the 4.7s and the 3.7s are probably going to be just the same. It's super easy. You just remove the coil packs, which it's got two 10mm bolts holding them in. You unplug them, move them out of the way, move the wiring harness out of the way. And then you've got a bunch of 8mm around the outside that you just take off and then you finagle it out. But I am going to start. Since I'm doing both of them, I'm going to take the air intake off. I'm going to take this reservoir off for the washer fluid and the coolant. That way I can get to that heater hose that's right there. You can kind of see them right there. And just goes down in there. It's actually the back one that's leaking. I don't know if you guys can see that at all. But yeah, so I don't have the tripod here. Otherwise I'd film actually working on it, trying to figure out new ideas for these videos, make them a little bit more interesting. So I guess I will get to this and I will come back as soon as I've got an update. All right, so as you can see, it was leaking very badly. And with the weather change here, had some condensation built up in it. The reason I know it's just condensation is because I've checked the oil, I've changed the oil recently, and there was absolutely no water in it. But that's pretty much it. Doesn't look actually too bad in there. And what I mean by that is, like, the springs, none of them look like they're broken, none are actually super loose. Rockers all look good. So as for this though, I had a couple of these broke off that's holding the hoses down or holds the wiring down, like right there. If they aren't broken, you just wiggle them and they come up. They hook to the threads. But if they are broken, just grab a pair of pliers and yank them off. They're usually that brittle that they'll just pop right off. I ended up unplugging up there just because that way I could pull the wiring this way to get a couple of the bolts out there. The two back ones were the worst to get, which obvious because they're right up against the firewall. But just made a really long extension with a swivel. Was able to get it. And I was going to pull the reservoir off, but without the air cleaner here, I have a perfect shot to the hoses. Which, as you can see, that's the one that's leaking. Because that one looks dry and that one's wet. Oh god, this motor is gross. So, anyhow, nice new water pump and tensioner. But I'm gonna clean this up, put the new gaskets in there, which you have your gasket here, and then you have your spark plug tube gaskets. Also another really good time, which these were replaced recently, so I don't have to worry about them. But check your boots for all your coils. I've got them lined up from front to back here. I don't think it really matters if they go back on, but in the same order. But it's better if it does. That way, if you're tracking something else, you can track where it's at. But check, make sure none of the springs inside of them are bad. Make sure the boots aren't ripped, coils aren't cracked, etc. So I'm gonna get this cleaned up, put back on, and I'll show you then. All right, got the valve cover off. Ignore all the stains. I tried cleaning it and everything. I got a little bit of water left on there, but power washed everything off of it. Got the new gasket put in it. So with this one, I'm gonna have to double check, but it's a little different. So you look at this side, you can see it's clearly like beveled on the side, so that way you can push in a lot easier. Then you look at the other side, you can see that it's not. Same with these, it's a lot easier to see on these ones. Like this is the side that goes in, and that's the side that sticks up. So, yeah, that looks right. So, focus. Like you can see, that's what it'll look like. Just go around it a couple of times, because as you can see, it's still pushing up on me. I've gone around it a couple, but it's going nicely. So I'm gonna get that thrown back on the truck, get the other one off, and see if I can't fix that hose before it starts storming. I know it looks like it's clear blue skies, but it's supposed to start storming here in, hell, I don't even know what time it is, but probably like an hour or so is what they say. So, gonna hurry. And we are done. Got that side all buttoned up. Which I'm really glad I decided to do this side too, even though it wasn't looking like it was leaking. Let me show you one of the spark plug hole. Oh, where is it? There we go. So that's what it was. And it kind of came back out a little bit, but it was also smashed down on the side. That may not even be the right one, but yeah, I pulled the coil out, and the boots were just full of oil. So obviously the tops of the spark plugs were completely soaked in oil. Went and grabbed two more, threw them in there just to make sure that they're not fouled out or anything. I'm keeping the old plugs just to clean them up for backups just in case. But believe it or not, this side was actually easier than that side. I was able to get to all but this bottom corner with my electric ratchet. Able to get them all out. And for that back corner, all I did was use a ratchet, normal ratchet. I actually went through the fender well. I was able to get up over there on that back side, took it out, put it back in. It was good to go. Got all the hoses put back in. I found out where that clamp went. It actually holds it onto that bar right there. But as for that heater hose, this was it. You can see it's kind of bulged out, and then you get there. So it was just spewing water. But just cut it off, put it back on. Seems to be holding pretty well. But next thing for this truck, I'm gonna have to say it definitely needs tires, and I need to do something about these headlights. They are hideous, so gotta do something there. And then tires, as you can see, fixing the track bar on it, which that's what we did in the last video. As you can see, we did some spot welds on it to hold it. That helped out a lot, but if you're going slow, trying to get up to speed, then you get a horrible death wobble. I'm trying to show you some of the bad spots, but yeah, these supposed to be good tires, but they were never rotated. But anyway, there's some dirt there. That's gonna be the end of this video. It's gonna probably be it for the day. One of the future videos, gonna be working on this. I got it up on jack stands. It's a 2006? Yeah, 2006 Jeep Grand Cherokee with the Hemi in it. All-wheel drive. Traded a Suburban for it, which I'm guessing was probably in one of my videos. But it had a horrible grind when you were going, so we thought it was a bad hub. Checked all the hubs, they all seem fine, so I'm thinking it's probably just brake pads sticking to the rotors because the kid never drove it. So I'm gonna pull off the front tires, double check, make sure it's not a CV joint, CV shaft, whatever you want to call it, and go from there. But as for the mega cab, like I said, it's done for the day. So thank you all for watching. If you like this content, you want to see more of the trucks, because that crew cab Chevy, I'm getting these done because this one, I was just tired of driving it and having big clouds of smoke going everywhere. This is actually going to be probably one of my daily drivers because it's going to be a lot better on fuel, and I've got a different job now, so got to drive a little farther. But want to get them done and then getting right back on that Chevy. The goal for it is probably going to try to send it to auction, so we'll see. But like I said, thanks for watching. You all have a great day. If you like this content, you want to see more of it, hit that like button, subscribe. Bye.